Hello, my name is Nancy Sorich, and I'm a retired reading specialist from Mark Twain School, and I really feel that reading is critical to all children. And the more effort you as parents put in with your children, with reading with them and doing math every day, the more successful they're going to be. You need to make reading a priority. So if you're going to go somewhere and the child is going with you, you need to say to them, where's your book? Travel with a book. Have them have a book always in the car so that they're always reading. I want to talk about the importance of the summer slide. Now, I realize that your children, my heart's broken that they didn't get to finish first grade the way you would have wanted them to. But you want to continue to work all summer with them, because during the summer, if you don't do anything, they're going to lose 2 months of growth in reading just for the summer, and 2.6 months in math. And by doing that every summer, by the time they're in 6th grade, they will have lost 2 years of school. So please don't do the summer slide. You want to do 20 to 30 minutes of reading and 20 to 30 minutes of math every day. When you come to school, you're going to pick up your children's workbooks that they have not completed because you were doing it online. So they're going to get their workbooks that they were issued in September. When you get the workbooks, finish all the pages during the summer. Do a couple pages every day. Don't try to do everything at once. They're also going to bring home their notebooks that they were using for journaling in school. So that would be a great time to have them when you walk around the block and you see kids playing catch or kids playing on a swing set. Have them come home, have them journal, write what they saw, and draw a picture so that they continue the writing skills all summer also. You don't want your children to fall behind. You want them to continue the learning process. Summer's a great time for a break, but it's from school, but it's not a great time you need to continue the learning process. During first grade, you worked a lot on comprehension, and I should just say, you are going to get my presentation. It's going to be in your packet when you pick up your child's workbook. You did lots of different vowel combinations and blends and digraphs. What you need to keep working on this summer is the comprehension process. Predict what the story is going to be about. Oh, what's this story going to be about? Oh, is it going to be about kids in the forest? Oh, that's your prediction. So as you start reading the book, then you're going to say, oh, I'm going to confirm it. No, it's about a pig, and they're on a farm. So as you read, you're going to confirm and adjust your prediction. You're going to stop and ask yourself questions. You're going to make a picture in your head of this web that this spider's making. At the end, what was important? What was the story about? What was the beginning of the story? What was the middle of the story? What was the end of the story? Because the children, again, will be tested on the Dibbles test for 2nd grade. So they need to be reading 52 words a minute to just be average. So how you can do this is, again, over the summer, practice your sight words. That's really important. That's going to give them a lot of speed. So they just look at the word and they say it. Practice your blending words where you look at this word, map, and you just say it. And read, read, read. I'll give you some suggestions at the end of books that are important, but really, really important to keep reading. By the end of 2nd grade, the children should be reading about 90 words a minute. And that isn't a lot when you think about all the words that they're exposed to. And please don't forget to read to them. So if you read 20 minutes a day to your child every day, they're going to hear 1,800,000 words. But if you only read 1 minute a day to your child, they're only going to hear 8,000 words. So it's really important for them to read to you, but for you also to read to them. So they're hearing that vocabulary. And then in turn, they're going to be using that vocabulary when they write and they journal in their books. A couple other tips I have for you. Make sure that your child has memorized the addition and subtraction facts. That takes a whole lot of stress off being in math class if you can just say 7 plus 7 is 14. And it's just at the top of your head. If you don't have flashcards, you can make them. You can go to Walmart or Walgreens and buy index cards, cut them in half, make them small, and every day mix them up and practice them, because that's really, really going to help in math. Also, make sure that they practice skip counting. Count by 5s, count by 10s, count by 2s. Money combination. So when you come home from the store, how much money do I have? No, it's not 2 cents. This is a dime, and it's 10. This is 1. So 10 plus 1 is 11. So practice money combinations. They'll think that's really fun. They'll like that. Practice time. What time is it? On the hour and the half hour. Also, the library closest to Mark Twain is Chicago Ridge Library. They are going to have a summer reading challenge. It's from July 6th till August 15th. On your sheet, I gave you the website. You can register online. And if you read 500 minutes and you create one activity, you can draw a picture of the story of Charlotte's Web. You could draw the web. And you discovered one thing. What did you discover? You discovered that there's a reason why spiders create webs. And you can just write a few sentences about that. So when you've completed your 500 minutes, your activity, and what you discovered, you bring your sheets to the library, write down all the books you read. You'll get a bag of prizes, and you'll be entered into a drawing for a Kindle Fire. Now, you might say, well, I don't have a lot of books at my house. That's not a problem. The library has provided a website. You go on the website, you click any book that your child wants to read, and you can download it on your device, on whatever device you have at your house. So they're making it kind of easy, but it's really important that your child is reading every day. If everything opens up, you can get a museum pass, and you can go to any museum for free when you give your library card to the librarians, and you can experience the aquarium, the field museum, children's museum. Lots and lots of museums are available. Also, starting in 1st grade, you can be in the Barnes & Noble Reading Journal Club. So all you need to do, now you could write this on a piece of paper. Write 8 books, titles and authors, and 1 sentence about what was your favorite part of the book. Bring your paper to Barnes & Noble, and they have a list, and you can pick out any book for free. And that goes from July 1st to August 31st. You can just use a regular, you don't have to have this form. You can just write it on a piece of paper, list your books, go to Barnes & Noble's. There's one in Orland, and there's one in Oak Brook. There's one downtown. Go to any one when you finish your books, and you get to pick out a free book from the list. Mark Twain website. 1st grade has a fabulous website. I've been on your website. Continue going on it. For Go Math, there's lots of resources that you can do, worksheets, practice sheets. For McGraw-Hill, the reading series, Wonders, lots of resources. You can go on, take advantage of lots of phonics games, lots of different books you can read that maybe you didn't have a chance to do during the school year. Prodigy, a lot of you have been working on that. I definitely would stress going on to Ingenuity Pathblazer. That's the Learning Odyssey. That is hooked to the test, NWEA, that the children take at school. Sometimes they call it the math test. And what it does is they know what level they're on, so they'll give them questions, and if they get it right, they'll give them a little harder question. If they get it wrong, they might give them a question very similar to it, or a little lower. But it's a good practice, and they will push them as high as they can go. So it's a really, really nice service that Mark Twain has paid for that you can take advantage of. So that's another, I definitely would go on to reading and definitely go on math. It's exactly set up how the test is that they're going to be given in September, in January, and next May. So you're getting the practice sheets right now. Raz Kids is another set of books that the children can just hook into and read all summer. Khan Academy and Brain Pop Jr. are other ones that are links that you can easily go on to. Another one for math is called Extra Math. It's a free website for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division that the kids can go on and practice. That one's a little harder because they only give you like 4 seconds to give the answer. So you have to know your facts pretty quick. Also during the summer, books that they can, now perhaps your child is done with Henry Mudge. Henry Mudge has probably about 40 books, so you might want to go back and read some of them. Young Cam Jansen, Frog and Toad, those are very, very nice stories. Flat Stanley, any of the nature stories you could go into. Junie B. Jones, Nate the Great. And the difference in these books, there's a lot more words and just some pictures. Regular Cam Jansen, books that you as parents can read to your children. And I put down Charlotte's Web, James and the Giant Peach, any of the Beverly Cleary or Judy Blume books. Also, Harry Potter came out with, I'm not saying it's a children's version because it is the actual story, but it's a picture version of Harry Potter. And perhaps you can get it at the library where you could read Harry Potter and let the child watch the movie when they're done with, so that they would know the whole story. I can say that the vocabulary in Harry Potter is a very high level, so that would be an excellent source to read. Maybe only read 5 or 6 pages a night, but make sure you always get to the part where the person's ready to fall off the cliff and say, oh, I'm a little tired, let's stop, because you want them all day to be thinking about that story that they want you to read the next part of it. I hope to see you on September 8th when school begins again, and you've read all summer and you've practiced your math, and hopefully next year I'll see if I can have a second grade parent talk and give you some tips and clues of what that grade will be like. Also, we're really going to have computer classes for the parents with the e-learning and explain a lot of these websites, how to navigate them. So please pay attention. Maybe the teacher will send home a note, or Mrs. Paul will send home a note on the calendar, but kind of watch for that because we're going to really have more parenting classes for computers to help you out. Have a great summer. Thanks.